Hello and welcome to the third in this trilogy of video logs from Steve Ingle, Head of Business Services at iQor. So far we have heard about Agile and DevOps, and today Steve is looking at the bigger picture, digitalisation. Steve has been in service delivery for over 35 years, holding a variety of senior positions in large public and private sector organisations. Over the last 10 years, he has been tracking technology innovations and understanding the impact of these on service delivery. So Steve, how do we support an online fridge?
Thanks, Zoe. I think the pace of digitalisation has taken everyone by surprise, except those that don't know any different. Companies like Flickr, Netflix, they only exist in this world, so they have no concept of waterfall. They don't know what the old world was like. So let's have a look at what digitalisation really is. It's described by those who are in the old world of IT as disruptive technology. It really means that the rules of business are being severely challenged. There's technical advancement all around us. And I was once in a presentation where we were talking about the digital age, and I said that the digital age actually started about 25 years ago when we started making advancements in microprocessors. These days, the cloud, stuff as a service, sensory, big data, artificial intelligence, virtual reality, 3D printing, Internet of Things, robotics, 5G, they're just words that whirl around in the ether around everybody. There are now organizations that call themselves startups, unicorns, but they're all just entrepreneurs in the digital world. Sometimes we have to think about the digitalization within the internal capability of the organization as well. It's not just about consumerization. So we can automate the routine, we can improve the decision making within the organization. So it's an inside and an outside facing capability. Let me just make the point about why it's digitalization and not digitization. Digitalization means we need to develop new business models that exploit the digital technology. Digitization is just about digitizing the current processes. Gartner called that the digital machinism. One thing I would say is it's an inevitability and it's predictable. Look back at any so-called revolution, whether industrial, automotive or manufacturing. We have to look at the speed of delivery versus the cost of stock. Things have to get faster, things have to get better. We all know from the manufacturing and the automotive business how Toyota introduced the just-in-time stocking system. It revolutionized their whole industry. It's about demand. People are asking for more capability, more quickly and more often. Repeat, more capability, more quickly, more often. And then just keep repeating that. Zoe, I know you're what I would call a Generation Y person, so you expect this pace of change. But do you ever think about how that gets delivered to you? And should you care? To be honest, no, you shouldn't. But you're talking about all the external products and services that you see. As I've already said, we need to think about the challenge of the internal products and services as well. Having said that, the consumerization mindset applies to everyone. The people working in your organization are used to social, are used to mobile, are used to everything being available to them as soon as they can connect to a Wi-Fi. So you do have to think about the voice of the customer and the voice of the user, even if you're looking at your internal IT. From a business perspective as well, let's not lose sight of the fact that this is about sales, this is about costs, this is about profit and return on investment. So don't forget the voice of the business as well. But let's dig a little bit deeper on the why. How long have we spent over-engineering things, what I would call feature bloat? We spend time defining 2-year programs of work, which, if we broke them down, could have delivered benefit a lot sooner than they do. That program syndrome of everything gets done in the last 2 months. Are we really looking at or understanding how we exploit these technical revolutions, the Internet of Things, the so-called online fridge that you talked about? It's about sensory, it's about smart computing. We've got big data out there as well. And that's really made us think about things as not just data and now not just information, but we're now talking about knowledge and wisdom as well. Decision making is being made on our behalf by artificial intelligence. Reasoning activities, so how do we help the knowledge workers? What information can we make available to them? What technology can we give to them? The use of virtual reality. 3D printing has revolutionized some areas of the automotive and the airlines business. Instead of sending off their new designs and having to wait 2-3 weeks before they can get a part back to see whether it's what they want or not, they now send it to a 3D printing workshop and get it back within hours. I need to mention the so-called IT value paradox. We've talked for a long time about value for money. Now it's just a case of JFDI. You know, things have to be at the right cost. They have to be usable. They have to do what it says on the tin and more. And we have to think about the user experience as well. So there's a lot to think about there. The one thing that we do have to say is digital is different. You need to have a digital strategy aligned to the business strategy. You also need to think about it not in the same way as you've always thought about your IT strategy. And beware of the instruction from above to do digital. You really do need to think it through before you embark. We need to take a whole new look at how we do digital design. If you think about the digital bank versus the high street bank, there's no similarity between the two. From a digital design perspective, think about a centre of excellence. Think about using an organisation that are experts in design. Make sure you understand what your problem is. Without understanding the real problem, too many organisations just jump straight into the product build. You could have the wrong people doing the wrong thing. However, it is about solutions and products at the end of the day, and they need to be business-led. You need to have a strong product owner. But start thinking about innovation and whether you need an innovation cell. It's also about the ways of working. It's about thinking agile. It's about the organisation and the roles and responsibilities. It's the ecosystem and making more use of that, and about driving collaboration. You need to explore the technology. Start thinking about how can I exploit artificial intelligence? How can I make better use of big data? How do I exploit the cloud? What are these products as a service that I can go out and get? Can I make any use of 3D technology? Look at what's happening in that automotive and the airline industries. These days, work that we've done with Jaguar Land Rover is as much about putting digital into the car as it is about putting it into their business. One thing, and very topical today, is you need to think about cybercrime. We've only recently heard about the CIA and the MI5 putting things into smart technology. It's what I call the Great British Fake-Off. We take a lot for granted that has obviously been thought through somewhere. That's why we need to start with a digital strategy aligned to a business strategy. What does the business need, when, and how can we deliver it? ICOR can help with a workshop to help you think through that process. But then we can help you with the business case to go with it, to make sure that you get the right investment and the budget to deliver what you need to deliver. As with any new adventure, we need a plan. We need to understand what's the current state. We need to understand what the desired outcomes are. We need to think about the new ways of working. What will work in your workplace? Many organisations, in adopting a digital strategy, have introduced a digital workplace. Where do we start? Where's the greatest opportunity? Where's the threat? You need to prioritise what it is that you're going to do. But don't do it in the same boring old way. Think about things contextually. Do journey maps rather than produce loads and loads of documents. A picture paints 1,000 words. When you go on the journey, you need that leader. You need someone appointed who can lead through the journey to digitalisation, who has the strength, the gravitas and the presence. You need to raise awareness of what it is and why we're doing it and how people can be involved in that. You need to also make sure that you communicate continually and keep people updated on progress. You need to think about terminology. Each of these 3 video logs that we've done have started with a definition of what is it. What is digital? What is agile? What is DevOps? And often people think about these things in completely the wrong way or not consistently within their organisation. Help people understand what it is, what it means, and what you're going to do about it. So get going. Start with delivering value to the business and move to become that trusted partner that they've been looking for so long. Thank you.
Thanks so much for that, Steve. Anyone who wants more information about digitalisation or more of our video logs, then you can go to the iCor website at www.icor-ltd.com. The next series of video logs from Steve will be available shortly. If you want to see all 3 in the series, then go to the Insights section on our website.